The mid-2000s were not kind to the blue blur. Begins every single review on modern Sonic these days. The completionist. I've never really considered myself a hardcore Sonic fan. I mean, I played some of the games, I've watched Sonic X and Sonic Sat AM, and don't even get me started on them tunes, yo. Them tunes be poppin', yo. I like the games, but I've never really played any of the older ones. And I've always wanted to, so I'm doing it. With Sonic's 30th anniversary right around the corner, or maybe it's already happened, I don't know, this video is taking a long time to make, I decided to go back through Sonic's past and play and review every single Sonic game. So, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm going through these games in chronological order of release, and I have very, very controversial takes that I'm probably gonna get crucified for, but please be nice in the comments. This video's taking so long to make. I probably should mention that I'm not doing handhelds or spin-offs, so no Sonic R, Team Sonic Racing, You may be wondering,
well, Chris, if you weren't that big of a Sonic fan, then why are you wanting to make a feature-length film analyzing every Sonic game?
well, dear viewer, this is America. I can do whatever the heck I want to. Also, I just really like the guy. I truly do love this stupid little blue turd. Our little speed demon's turning 30 this year. He's an old man. He's gonna learn what arthritis is. Now, isn't arthritis just the best? I mean, it definitely beats carpal tunnel, am I right? If you somehow don't know who Sonic is, then here's a brief lesson for you, baby. Sonic the Hedgehog is a Japanese video game franchise by Sega, when they wanted to show people that Sega can indeed do what Nintendo don't. The first Sonic game came out in 1991, and ever since then Sonic has been on quite a rocky road, if you know what I mean. Many people claim there are no good Sonic games, and those people are idiots. Some people claim all Sonic games are good. Those people are also idiots. People have been arguing back and forth about this topic for years, so I've decided to end the argument by putting in my 2 cents of all of the games. We have 25 games to look at, so take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me! Wow, right off the bat, this is one heck of a start. Many people adore this game, but not I though. I mean, I don't adore the game, but it ain't bad. This game is very fun. This is Sonic's first game, so obviously it had the most impact on people, and also the most bare-bones plot. Dr. Robotnik kidnapped all the woodland creatures and turned them into robots so he can take over the world. The story is even conveyed through the levels as well, with every level getting more and more industrial as you move along. The game is entirely centered around building momentum in order to fling yourself all over the place. It's structured in a way that it's hard to build up speed, but once you get to top speed, it's really easy to keep that speed and stay moving. I personally found the game pretty difficult, mainly because I grew up with more modern and newer Sonic games, and those games have more movement options. There are so little abilities in this game, you can execute it with one button, jump and run. That's it, and that's all you need. The game manages to squeeze every bit of potential out of these very simple abilities with springs, bumpers, and spin rolling. If you build up speed, roll into an enemy while running, then get back up. If you're good at the game, you won't lose any speed and you can keep going. Although sometimes the level design is a bit infuriating. I mentioned how the game is all about momentum and building speed, right? Yeah, it's kinda hard to do that on tiny platforms floating about death pits. The level design is really good, but I don't think it was built with speed in mind. It sure as heck don't seem that way, at least. The way Sonic is completely momentum-based, depending on how fast or slow I was going, I constantly found myself overshooting or undershooting platforms. That doesn't make it awful, though. I mean, it's still really good. I just wish it had more speed-oriented levels, you know? Highest on the list so far, although it's the only one on the list, so it can't go anywhere else. Quick side note, sorry about that horrible mic quality there. I don't know what I'm doing. But did you know, in addition to the Genesis games, Sega also developed a handful of Sonic titles for the Game Gear, and several of those games would release on Sega's previous home console, the Sega Master System, which means, according to my really stupid rules, I have to include them. But it's alright, this won't take much time at all. First of them, less than a year after Sonic the Hedgehog, we got Sonic the Hedgehog, but smaller.
Oh, look at the little baby Sonic.
To be honest, I haven't got a whole bunch to say about this one. It's just Sonic, but worse. Although it's worse, it's not bad. It's just not as good as the Genesis version. It being on worse hard... Oh, my throat. God, that scared me. Oh, I thought I was gonna die. It being on worse hardware, the graphics are obviously a bit worse, but they got a nice charm to them. And like I said, Sonic and all the other characters are super chibi. The game was surprisingly fun. To be honest, I had a lot more fun with this one than I did with the first Sonic game. Maybe that's just because it's less momentum based, I don't know. The level design actually feels kind of better than the first one, to be honest. Like, there's a lot less death pits, and much more straightaways so you can build up speed faster than you could in the first game. It being on worse hardware, it does indeed have some slowdown, like a lot more than the first game. I experienced a lot of slowdown whenever water was involved. To be honest, this game felt a lot more like Mario than Sonic. It's less momentum based, and the levels were a lot shorter than they were in the first game. This game is also a lot shorter than the first game. The first game was indeed short, don't get me wrong. 6 zones, 2 acts in each zone, and then a boss fight. But this game is way shorter, only having a couple of zones. Overall, this game is a lot of fun. But like I said, I don't have a lot to say about this one. It's just a worse version of the original. Into second place with you. On to the next game. I don't want to spend too much time on this one either, because both of these games are very much the same. I mean, it's got a new story. You're chasing Eggman to go get this weird yellow fox. Don't know what his name is. They never give him a name, by the way. Like, I just have nothing to say about this one. It's good, it's just more of the same. It's lowest on the list so far. Woo boy! Now this is a goodie. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 strives to do all that the original does, but more. There are far more movement options, and by far more I mean one, and a new playable character. The Spin Dash makes its glorious debut in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The Spin Dash allows you to go from 0 to 1,000 miles per hour in less than a press of a button. Or, well, the press and hold of a button, I mean. By pushing down and holding the attack button, you can perform the iconic, for now, move that makes Sonic, as they say, Sonic. I didn't mention it earlier because I'm trying to look at these as their own without comparing, but I've always thought, without the Spin Dash, Sonic is incomplete. That sounded corny as heck. Did I actually write that? That's one big reason I can't say Sonic 1 is my favorite, or the best, because it's missing the Spin Dash. But like I said, that isn't the only thing this game added. This game also has a new playable character, Miles Tails Prower. Wait. Miles per hour? Oh my god, I just got that. Yeah, remember that weird yellow fox guy from the Master System? Ow, I bit my tongue! Jeez! Yeah, remember that weird yellow fox guy from the Master System? Yeah, his name is Tails, and he's Sonic's best friend, and loyal sidekick. He is basically a reskin of Sonic. He can do everything Sonic can do, just more yellow. Not saying he's worthless, though. I mean, he can fly. Last I checked, Sonic couldn't do that. Sonic 2's story is very similar to the first one, although, there are now 7 Chaos Emeralds that you need to obtain before Dr. Robotnik can. The Emeralds allow you to turn into the man, the myth, the legend, Super Sonic! Do you think Sega got a bit of inspiration from Dragon Ball Z? No? Just me? Oh, okay then. Overall, this game is better than the first in every single way possible. I love this game. I'm putting it at the top. Plus, the level design is the best it's ever been. And the casino level. I like that level. That puts it at the top by default. Once again on the Master System, what do you want me to say? It's whatever. I mean, who even cares about these games? Like, if I were to completely skip
I care a lot.
Like, if I were to completely skip these and go directly to the next Sonic game, would anyone even notice? I know I sure wouldn't. Like, I'm sorry if you like these games. I mean, they're good, but after playing the Sonic on the Genesis, this game is just bad. I'm putting it directly between the Master System games, because it is better than the second Master System game. Let's just face the fact. All right, can we get to the games that people actually care about now? This game is actually a bit of a side project, being developed by a different team than the folks behind Sonic 2. This game is really cool. The game follows Sonic as he's trying to save an extraterrestrial body named Little Planet from Dr. Robotnik's clutches. You probably don't know this about me, but I love time travel. So this game goes directly to the top, wholly based off of the plot. This game has time travel shenanigans, which means you can play different versions of levels, past, present, and future versions. Because of the new time travel storyline, instead of collecting Chaos Emeralds, you're now collecting Time Stones, which give you the ability to travel through time. The new ability introduced in Sonic CD is the Super Peel Out. I mean, you gotta keep up the trend of adding a new ability and power up to every game, you know. The Super Peel Out allows you to do exactly what the Spin Dash does, but faster. Yeah, it takes longer to charge up, and you take damage while boosting. This game also debuts two of my favorite Sonic characters, Amy Rose, basically a Sonic Stalker fangirl, and Metal Sonic, a robot version of Sonic created by Dr. Robotnik. To be honest, this is the best game so far. I mean, the level design is really good, and the level themes are far better than they ever have been before. This game is going directly to the top. I'm sorry, Sonic 2, but now you're in second place. Sonic 3 has you collecting the Chaos Emeralds to stop Dr. Robotnik from relaunching his space station. Oh, did I mention he has a space station? Yeah, he has a space station. It's called the Death Egg. The Death Egg crash-landed on a floating island named Angel Island, which is where the new character Knuckles resides. Knuckles is the guardian of the Master Emerald. The Master Emerald is the thing that makes the island float, by the way. If that thing goes away, then the island goes bye-bye. Robotnik tricks Knuckles into believing Sonic is trying to steal the Master Emerald, turning the two against each other so Robotnik can rebuild his space station. Sonic and Tails eventually decide to head over to Angel Island. For whatever reason, Knuckles then ambushes them, stealing the 7 Chaos Emeralds from Sonic. So Sonic and Tails embark on a perilous journey across the island to find the 7 Chaos Emeralds, whilst also being hindered by Knuckles and Robotnik along the way. This game is just kinda okay. I mean, it's just more the same. Sonic and Tails play exactly the same as they did before, although Tails can now carry Sonic, which is awesome. It's so cute. I do it all of the time. And now they have little cutscenes between the levels. They are just made with the existing game assets, but it's still pretty cool. It adds a bit of connective tissue holding these levels together, kinda making this whole place actually feel like a place that you could actually go to, you know? It's really cool. But other than the new character and the somewhat more elaborate story, it's just more of the same. I'm putting it above Sonic 1 but under Sonic 2, just because it's just... I'm getting tired of this gameplay loop, to be honest. Fun fact, Sonic & Knuckles and Sonic 3 were supposed to be the same game, but due to time constraints, they had to split the developers in order to make cost cheaper, I guess? I don't know. But the game ended up being developed and sold separately. After the events of Sonic 3, the Death Egg crash lands on Angel Island again. So Sonic heads over there to get the Chaos Emeralds again, and it's just the same. I mean, it's slightly different. Near the end, you and Knuckles team up, which happens at the end of the last game. How is this game any different? They both feel and play exactly the same. The stories are exactly the same, except Knuckles has its own story, which we'll get to in a second. But did they not have another story for Sonic to do? Because it's just the same. It just happens again. Anyways, let's get back on topic. I'm sorry. I had a little bit of a rant there. In Knuckles' story, taking place after Sonic's story, Knuckles gets attacked by one of Robotnik's bots, called Egg Robo. Very creative name, I know. He then gets chased by Egg Robo to Egg Robo. That's such a stupid name. I'm sorry. He then gets chased by Egg Robo to the destroyed remains of Sky Sanctuary, which was where Sonic's story ended. There, Knuckles runs into Mecha Sonic, an uglier version of Metal Sonic. The two fight for a bit. Mecha Sonic uses the Master Emerald to gain maximum power! Yes, I reused a joke. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at yourself for laughing at it. Knuckles beats him. Sonic shows up and tells his biplane named the Tornado to help Knuckles return the Master Emerald to Angel Island, and then the game ends. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, the gameplay is exactly the same as it always has, like usual. Although Knuckles is playable now, and that's actually really cool. The Echidna can run and jump just like Sonic, but he can also glide and climb up walls, which is dope. Although it is cool, and I really like playing these games, but I hate repeating myself, but they all feel so samey. Which you may be thinking,
Wait, Crispy Boy, you like Crash Bandicoot, don't you? Aren't all those games just the same?
which, yeah, they are, but they're also different. I mean, look at the villains of those games. Sure, every Crash game has Neo Cortex as the villain, but each time after the first game, he's joined by some new evil. Crash 1 has Cortex on his own, Crash 2 has the evil brother of Aku Aku, Crash 3 has this evil time-traveling guy, and in Crash 4, you team up with the guy. It's awesome! Why don't they do that more with Sonic? Look, I'm fine with Eggman. I really like him, especially in the later games. You'll see, he's great. But he never has some sort of sidekick or something. There is Metal Sonic and then Mecha Sonic, but other than that, there's really no sidekicks. It's just Robotnik on his own, directly under Sonic 2. I know what you're thinking. This game is a spin-off, but it is a Sonic IP, it is a platformer, and it was released on home consoles. So yeah, it counts. The game stars Knuckles and his 4 friends, Espio, Vector, Mighty, and Charmy. They call themselves the Chaotix, and they try to stop Dr. Robotnik and Metal Sonic from obtaining 6 magic rings and taking over some magic land. Yeah, it's another basic stop the bad man plot, but it's nice to see more Metal Sonic. I really like him as a character. Knuckles Chaotix is centered around a buddy system, having you control 2 characters at once, and being able to fling yourself around with the help of the other's momentum. It's not very fun. I found it incredibly difficult to go the way I wanted to. The momentum is so whack. I appreciate them trying to do something new. Like I said, I was getting tired of the go stuff, but it just doesn't work. I do like the new characters though. Vector is easily my favorite. He's this big old crocodile dude, and he's incredibly goofy. He has this stupid grin on his face as he runs around. He's such a goofball, I love him. Mighty is basically your budget Sonic, similar attitude and posing and all that. I think they might reuse animations as well. He's very similar in character design. Espio is like Knuckles, but more angsty and a bit more cocky. And Charmy sucks. He's broken. You can just fly through the whole stage. It's stupid. One thing I hate is how the levels are organized. The levels are selected at random, which, like the rest of the game, is a cool concept on paper, but it's really stupid in hindsight. Because you can do any level in any time, means they can't make the levels ramp up in difficulty, which sucks because the level design is actually kind of cool in my opinion. It's like a maze. It's cool, but they're so easy. Like, it's really fun trying to find your way to the end, but they all are so easy, and it's really boring. And I wish they didn't do it that way, because this has such a good concept. I actually had high hopes for this one because I really liked Knuckles, but they had way too many ideas. It seems like they didn't stop and think, is randomizing the levels a good idea? Because they would know that it isn't under Sonic 1, but above the 8-bit ones, because I like this one a lot more. Well, we've made it through the so-called golden era. There were a lot of good games here, I will admit, but they all felt sort of samey. It just felt like I was playing one super long game, unlocking new abilities and characters as I went along. They all just faded into each other. Also a lot of firsts. A lot of these games I've never played before. Everyone knows that Sonic started trying to get into more 3D games. He's had a lot of dips in quality. Hopefully there are more ups than downs. Well, not off to a good start. I am kinda biased here. I don't like isometric games at all. They make me sick. The game is all about you trying to collect a specific amount of animals, or flickies, and take them to a central point on the map. It's not very good at all. Like, Like, it's really bad. I do not like this game one bit. Because of the isometric view, platforming is incredibly difficult and frustrating to no end. And Sonic accelerates way too fast. It's way too difficult to go where you want to. There really isn't much for me to say. This game is ugly, the gameplay is awful, it's just a bad game. Sorry to all you Sonic 3D Blast fans, but this is bottom of the list by far. Now this is more like it. This is a good Sonic game. Sonic Adventure follows Sonic, Tails, Knuckles... Oh! Did you hear that burp? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Sonic Adventure follows Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and the new characters Big the Cat and E102 Gamma trying to stop Dr. Robotnik, now dubbed Eggman, from unleashing an ancient evil called Chaos upon the world to wreak havoc. This game is really fun. It being old, it obviously has its problems, although I have heard that the deluxe director's cut, the Xbox port, the one that I have, is the worst version of the game, so yeah, that sucks, but it's still really fun. In this game, you have a wide array of characters to play as. We got Sonic, duh, playing exactly as we all know, but with some new additions to his arsenal. Because it'd be kind of cumbersome and just really annoying and bad to try and precisely angle yourself to bounce off of an enemy in 3D. To fix this, they added a new homing attack, which is really fun to use. While Sonic is in midair, just push the jump button one more time while facing a nearby enemy, and he will perform the homing attack. It does exactly what you'd think it would do based off your name. It homes in on enemies and kills them. It's really cool and really fun to use, especially in a one after another. Like, you do it over and over again. It's really fun to mash that A button down and repeatedly homing in on them enemies. Sonic also now has a lightspeed dash, allowing you to zip across a string of rings. It wasn't implemented very well. Now hear me out. It's really cool when it works, but when it don't, Tails functions the same way he always has. He can run, he can fly, he can do everything he used to. Not much else to say here. I mean, his voice is pretty annoying too. Don't get me wrong, it's really bad.
This will get my tornado 2 up and raring to go!
Knuckles is pretty cool. He can climb walls and glide like usual, but his levels are very different. They're far more open, more like a sandbox type thing, you know? Having you explore a little enclosed area, looking for shards of the Master Crystal? Did I seriously write Master Crystal? Oh, I don't know how to write scripts very well. They can be hidden in destructible objects, just kinda laying around the place, and inside enemies. It's a cool idea and very unique, but I personally don't like them very much. I want to stress this because I know how hardcore Sonic fans are. It's completely fine if you like the Knuckles levels and anything else that has been mentioned in this review. I personally don't like it. Now, Big, I think it's a unanimous on these levels. Yeah, Big's gameplay is really slow and boring and slow and even boring and slow. I'm honestly mad that I just had to play this part. For whatever reason, I didn't write a paragraph about Amy's gameplay, so I'm just gonna go off the top of my head right now. So Amy's levels is just, she's really slow, and she has a hammer, but never used the hammer for anything cool. You can do this super powered jump, and you go really high, but she's really slow and boring. She's better than Big, if that's anything to go off of. It's not hard to be better than Big, though. Her levels are all about her getting chased by this big robot, and it's actually, I like it. I like the scenarios, but her gameplay is really slow and boring and kind of mediocre. And E102 has lasers. which is epic. I'm running out of stuff to say. Even though these are new characters, they just play as Sonic, but with a couple of different, stuff. I like Gamma's story. It's all about Eggman sending him out to catch a frog. Oh yeah, the stories! I mentioned how all these guys are trying to get Eggman to stop being bad or whatever, but I didn't elaborate, so now I'm going to. This sucks. Not only does this game have a lot of playable characters, but each character has a unique story. Sonic is the usual beat Eggman. Tails' story is all about Tails coming out of Sonic's shadow and becoming his own person. Or Fox. Knuckles has to find Master Emerald shards after it shatters on Angel Island because of chaos or something. I don't know. I didn't write it down and I forgot what happened. Amy's trying to get this bird she nicknamed Birdie to her family while being chased by a robot named Zero. Gamma's story definitely is my favorite. It follows him being tasked by Eggman to wreak havoc, but later gaining sentience after learning about friendship by Amy. He retaliates and he becomes his own person and he becomes a real boy. Oh, it's like Pinocchio all over again. And Big's story is boring, slow, and stupid. The cutscene animation is really bad, but they have a bit of charm to them. That's all, folks. Oh my god. The cutscene animation looks really bad, but I don't know, I like it. I know it's bad, but it just makes me laugh. The way Sonic's face spazzes out when he talks, it's so bad, but I love it. Also, the characters constantly repeat dialogue, like during gameplay. People would consider this awful and annoying, but I love it. Whether ironic or not, it's so funny to me. Get a load of this! Never fails to give me a good laugh.
Get a load of this! Get a load of this!
Also the music. I know I haven't touched on the music, at all, but the music in this game is really freaking good. To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of the music up until this point, although CD's soundtrack, the main theme, Sonic Boom, oh, that's bumping. That's a good tune. But this game's music is amazing. It Doesn't Matter, Unknown from ME, Open Your Heart. All of these songs are amazing and I listen to them all the time. But the all-time best song is definitely My Sweet Passion, baby. This game is really cool. It has some problems, but I've been reading about this game, doing research, and I found something saying that some of the problems in the DX version aren't in the original, so I don't know what that's all about. It seems like Sonic Team has a lot of ideas that they really want to use, but they don't know how to wait and think about whether or not they're good ideas. I really like what they did here. The Sonic, Gamma, and Tails bits are really fun, but there are a lot of problems that keep it from being number one. Right underneath Sonic CD. Hopefully they can improve upon these problems in the sequel! Well, they sure did do something. There's a lot to talk about with this one. Shadow and Rouge are here now, but I'll get to them in a bit. Patience, my little gremlins, patience. First, the story. Instead of having 6 separate stories, this game has 3, which sounds like a downgrade, but it's actually a lot better. We got Hero, Dark, and the secret last one, which I'm not going to spoil. At least, not yet. The Hero story has you play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, playing the same as they always have, except for Tails, who is now controlling a mech. The mech controls a lot like Gamma, but with a ball and chain tied around his ankles. It's very slow and cumbersome. I'm not that big of a fan of it. The hero story follows Sonic as he gets hunted by the military for committing a crime that he hasn't committed. He later then meets a new character named Shadow the Hedgehog, who has been a real bad boy by framing Sonic for his crimes. Sonic and his friends then try to put a stop to Shadow's tomfoolery by proving to the US government that Shadow is indeed the bad boy and Sonic is a good, beautiful baby boy. He's a good boy. Look at his cute little face. He's such a sweetheart. The Dark Story has you play as Shadow, Eggman, and Rouge the Bat. All of these guys play exactly the same as the hero characters. Shadow is just a reskin of Sonic, Rouge is Knuckles, Eggman is Tails. In the Dark Story, Eggman is infiltrating a military base in search for the ultimate weapon his grandpa created. Turns out, said ultimate weapon is our favorite goth baby Shadow. Eggman then takes Shadow under his wing and instructs him to obtain the 7 Chaos Emeralds in order to conquer the world. Meanwhile, Rouge is trying to collect the shards of the Master Emerald that she and Knuckles broke somehow. Is it explained in the game? I honestly cannot remember. That sounds complicated, hard to understand, and pretty convoluted, and that's because it is, and I love it. I'll take anything that isn't just
Stop Batman because Batman do bad thing.
At this point, this plot is perfect. It works perfectly as a means to motivate you to get from point A to point B as fast as possible with Sonic and Shadow, to collect all Master Emerald shards as Rouge and Knuckles, and blow things up as Tails and Eggman. It's freaking epic! And at least there's no Big the Cat. Oh, how I hate Big the Cat. Also, this is the first and last time Eggman is even playable in a main Sonic game. He's playable in spin-offs and racers, but like I said at the start of the video, those don't count. The graphics and animation look a lot better now, too. The lip sync is still jank, but like the last game's animation, I like it. I like the bad animation. It doesn't hinder gameplay. It doesn't make the cutscenes hard to understand. It's just funny. It's way funnier than if it was animated well. The characters are animated with motion capture, which looks awful with these cartoony character designs. But it kinda works on Eggman. His doofy round body and his stupid face with that huge cartoony mustache. The motion capture looks awesome on him. Whenever he makes a slightest movement, his body moves all over the place. I unironically love it. The game also has extra time waster modes, like the Chow Garden. Unpopular opinion, I don't like the Chow Garden. I know, I'm an idiot. I deserve to be blown to smithereens because I don't like the Chow Garden. It's not bad, I just personally don't like it. It's a really good idea, and I see why people love it, but I don't. I never liked raising virtual pets. The closest I've gotten to enjoying those is seeing how long it takes my Tamagotchi to give up on me and just go live with Jesus up in the heavens. I don't like virtual pets. They also have kart racing. It's whatever. I don't like that they're mandatory. In both stories, you have to chase something down. In the hero story, you play as Tails driving his mech as he chases the president. In the Dark story, you play as Rouge as she chases down Tails in his plane. It's just kind of okay. The turning is really bad. The audio mixing is pretty awful too. You can barely hear anyone. The music is so loud. It almost forces you to read the subtitles if you want to understand things. At least the cutscenes are funny to look at. Arguably, the best addition to this game is Shadow. I don't know why, but seeing Sonic with a rival who can actually stand against him and offer a challenge is really cool. Because Eggman can't stand against Sonic on his own. He's lost like, how many times? 11? 12 times now? He clearly needs some help. That's what I was saying earlier, didn't you hear me? Oh, they listened to me! And seeing his help be an exact replica of Sonic is really freaking cool. I really like Shadow as a character. I like this game a lot. Probably more than CD, to be honest, just because Shadow's in it. Top of the list, baby! Seeing how this game was such a success, I can't wait for the next one. I bet it's gonna be even better.
Hey!
sorry to all you splash dashes and LS marks, but I don't like this game. It feels way too bloated. So, the game is split into 4 campaigns that intertwine with each other. We got Team Hero, consisting of the trio we all know and somewhat love. There's Team Dark, which includes Shadow and Rouge, obviously. But they now have a new friend called E123 Omega. To be honest, I just thought this was Gamma again until I actually played the game. They look really similar, don't they? There's Team Rose, Amy Big, and relatively Cucumber. We got Team Rose, Amy, Big, and relatively newcomer Cream. Well, technically, she first appeared in Sonic Advanced, which is a handheld game, and she also had a cameo in Sonic Adventure, so I guess she isn't much of a newcomer, but whatever. And then last, and definitely not least, we got Team Chaotix. That's right, the Chaotix are back. Well, 3 of them, at least. We got Vector, SBO, and Charmy. I'm sad Mighty isn't here because of the stupid 3-character limit. I really like Mighty. He's really cool. I want to see him again. Team Sonic is about Sonic and his friends trying to stop Eggman. Who would have guessed? Team Dark follows Rouge as she accidentally wakes up Shadow from his stasis prison and releasing a robot E123 Omega who is hell-bent on getting revenge on Eggman for stowing him away in his lab. Shadow wants to track down Eggman to learn more about his angst-ridden past. So with that, the newly formed Team Dark sets off from the name of Truth, Loot, and Murder. Amy Rose is doing what she always has, dreaming about Sonic, while staring at a newspaper clipping of someone who looks a lot like Sonic, who is carrying off Froggy the Frog and Chocola the Chow. Why are these names so stupid? She is then later joined by Cream the Rabbit, Cheese the Chow, and Big the Cat, who just so happen to be missing their friends, who are a frog and a chow. How convenient. So Team Rose sets out to find the Sonic doppelganger in order to find their friends. Then there's Team Chaotix, who are living the poverty life because their detective agency hasn't had a client in forever. Suddenly, Charmy busts into their office with a walkie-talkie. The voice on the other end offers them big bucks in exchange for their detective services. SBO, being a big ol' negative Nancy, doesn't trust the voice. But after some convincing by Vector, the team sets out on their quest for fame and fortune. Okay, random side tangent, I really like the redesign of Rouge. The purple suits her personality more than the pink of her old design. Okay, random tangent about things nobody cares about, over. The game focuses more on utilizing your teammates rather than going fast. During areas there are straightaways and very few obstacles, you might want to use the speed characters. In areas where there are a lot of enemies, you may want to use the power characters. And if you're in a situation where you need to go up, you might as well use the flying characters. One thing I do like is that every campaign has its own difficulty. Team Sonic is the middle of the road, obviously. Team Dark is the most difficult, with the most enemies and longest levels. Team Rose is the easiest, with the shortest levels and least amount of enemies. And Team Chaotix is the weirdest. They usually have a wide array of tasks, whether it is to get to the end of a stage, grabbing a specific item, or killing a certain amount of enemies. You're able to change your team's formation at the press of a button. The speed formation lines your bros up in a single file line, the flying formation stacks your team up into a totem pole, and the power formation makes your posse run in a glorious Goose V formation. And that's it. That's the game. That's all you do. Hope you like that, because that's it. Sounds fun, right? Well, no, it's not fun. Hear me out. The gameplay could be fun. Too bad the level design sucks. The levels have you running as fast as possible, then you hit a roadblock, and you come to a halt, and then you have to change formation to pass it, then switch back to the speed formation and repeat. It's serviceable, but it could have been far better. They could have had the levels branch out into 3 different paths that intertwine at certain moments. The 3 paths could be centered around all the different abilities. One could have obstacles and very little enemies and be for the speed formation. The other could have a bunch of enemies and be about fighting them to get through. And the last would be for the flying characters. The further you get into the game, the more you have to utilize the formations after one another in quick succession, making it more difficult to proceed. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. I'm not a level designer. I'm just not a fan of the level design in this game. I do like the story and the secret final boss, which I'm not gonna spoil. So, it's underneath Sonic and Knuckles, but above Sonic 3. Okay, well, lots of goodies, but also one baddie, and one mediocre-y. Hopefully, they learned from their past blunders and made a simple game starring Sonic that focuses wholly on the speed stuff, because that is obviously the best parts of these games. You see where I'm going with this? You know what game is next. I don't even have to say the name of it. You know what's coming next. I know, our cute little goth baby has a gun now. And that is supremely stupid. But the guns aren't that bad. In fact, the guns are probably the best part of the game. That really shows you how good the rest of the game is, huh?
Ah, Sonic, what have you got there? Soap shoes? I am Shadow, the ultimate life form. I have guns!
I'll elaborate on the guns in a bit, but first, I have to talk about this plot. This plot makes no sense. I need to talk about it. If you thought the last couple of games' plots are weird, then you probably won't be able to handle this story. This plot is so nonsensical. I'm gonna try my best to give a play-by-play and make sense of this. Shadow the Hedgehog opens with Shadow standing alone on a hill, attempting to remember his past, when suddenly, a wormhole opens up in the sky and demons start falling out of it. Oh, what? But they're not demons? Oh, they're aliens? To be honest, aliens are kind of less believable. Then a flying starfish flies up to Shadow and makes a hologram of the leader of the aliens, creatively named Black Doom. Black Doom tells Shadow to help him destroy the world. So Shadow says, verbatim,
"If he says he knows the truth about who I am, then like it or not, I have to believe him."
So then Shadow goes on a quest to find the 7 Chaos Emeralds to help Black Doom destroy the Earth. But on the way, he runs into Sonic, who is trying to get Shadows to help him save the world. So now, Shadow has to decide whether or not he's a good guy or a bad guy. My god, Sonic Team, this plot is so stupid! And the game has different endings, 10 to be exact, and I'm not getting all of them. You can't make me do it. I'm not playing through Westopolis 10 times. That's so time-consuming and pointless. Who in their right mind would do that? I have seen all of them, and they're all the same. Shadow fights a dude, he's given a backstory, and then he says,
"This is who I am."
And roll credits. It's so dumb, and why are they all the same? But apparently, it's asinine to even attempt to do that, because none of the 10 endings are canon. You hear that? I'm getting so angry, I can't even read anymore. Not like I could read when I wasn't angry, but still. After you get all 10 endings, you're given a secret, actually canon final boss and ending, rendering all of the work of getting all the endings pointless. Not to mention this ending makes no sense. I didn't mention it in the Sonic Adventure 2 segment, because the Sonic lore kinda made sense up until this point, and I didn't feel as though I had to mention it. Also, it was a spoiler. But the secret last ending begins with the characters getting a message from Eggman's grandpa, Dr. Gerald Robotnik. Gerald mentions in said message that the jets in the space station the characters are in have all been deactivated, causing the space station to plummet towards Earth, effectively destroying all mankind. Gerald did this as revenge for the death of his granddaughter, who was killed by the military. In Shadow, we are shown a recording of Gerald explaining how to save the world from Black Doom and all of his alien friends. Both of these recordings were pre-recorded 50 years before the events of both games, I think. I did as much research as I could. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Would someone like to explain to me why Gerald would want to save the Earth and then immediately destroy Earth? Maria was killed soon after Gerald tried to warn Shadow, but would he seriously have changed his mind that soon? I highly doubt that. If you couldn't tell, this game is
edgy! There are spooky aliens, guns, and even my own cursing. This game is for men!
Or at least teens and up. Even the music is edgy. Hard grunge rock. Not saying it's bad, it's just forgettable. The game's soundtrack rarely tries different genres, which is surprising because Sonic is one of the most experimental when it comes to music. Mostly grunge rock. And I think I heard a bit of techno in there, but I'm not sure. Looking back on it, the music does kinda suck. I really like this game's theme, I Am All of Me. I really like that one. I got that one stuck in my head right now. Eggman is also pretty good. Like, the song, not the character. Eggman doesn't even have a reason to be in this game. He's here, but no reason. But those are all the songs I remember by name. Like, they all just blended into each other. It was hard to remember any of them. In each level, there are different goals. There's a hero, a dark, and a neutral goal. Obviously, the hero goal is about helping Sonic and his friends do some sort of good deed before reaching the end. And the dark is the same, but with the Eye of Doom instead of Sonic. And the neutral goal is just to get to the end of the stage. It's a novel concept, but it isn't done well at all. The hero and dark goals are just wastes of time. They're so bad. You know how Sonic is supposed to be about getting to the end of the stage as fast as possible? Well, the hero and dark goals just contradict that, like 100%. You have to find something before ending the stage, or kill all the enemies before ending the stage. It's so stupid and dumb. I hate it. It's so bad. I hate it all the time. It's really bad. Apparently Sonic Team don't think that Sonic should be going fast like we all do, because if they did, then we'd get a good Sonic game. Shadow controls like he's constantly on ice, especially at high speeds, which is bad because Sonic is about speed. It's really weird because they're using the same engine they used for Heroes, and that game controlled perfectly fine. I had no clue what's happening here. The homing attack is gimped as well. It rarely works. I constantly flew off cliffs because of how much it did not work. You know, the game is actually kind of fun when you just get to run, when the game allows you to just run. But when you get to an actual platforming segment, Shadow slows down and controls like turd. You can drive cars too. And they are far better than just running around, just because you don't have to play a Shadow. Seeing as how slippery Shadow is, I much rather driving motorcycles and race cars than running, because they don't control like they're constantly ice skating. So if you do find yourself playing this game and you run up to a vehicle, please, use the vehicle. The only part of the game that's actually competently made is the gunplay. Yeah, I know, the best part of a platforming game is the gunplay. The one part that shouldn't exist. You can even wield a battle knife. This game goes directly to the top of the list just because I get to see a cartoon hedgehog holding a battle knife. I don't care if it's stupid and makes no sense, it's my list. Shadow is at the top. In all seriousness, this game actually really sucks. It goes directly above Sonic 3D Blast. It's that bad. I feel bad for Sonic Team. They have so many ideas, but none of the ideas are good. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes and we get a good Sonic game again. Hey, what is the next game anyway? No. Do I really have to play that game? Can we just ignore it and forget about it and forget it exists, please? But before we get into that, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. No, I lied.
Gotcha, scared you.
Yellow.
Yo, Chris, you do not want to do the Sonic review.
I already did.
Oh, really? Can I have a part in it?
Nope, bye-bye.
Come on, let the fuse, he's a rocket and he's ready to go. Cause now the countdown has started and he's ready to blow. He's got the dope sounds bumping and his stereo. Yo, that's fast, putting on a show. Don't wanna get yourself together, there's no time to rest. And if you put the time in, he'll put you to the test. He's like a running man and his world war is less. And if you wanna test him best, bring your best. Don't make me spell it out, bring your best.
Sonic 06 is one of the worst video games I have ever played. And yet I love it all the same. Where do I begin? Who doesn't know about this game? Sonic the Hedgehog, or as it's colloquially known, Sonic 06, has gone down in history as one of the worst Sonic games ever made. And guess what? It's bad. The controls are gimped, the level design sucks, momentum is jank, the art direction sucks, the story is convoluted and makes no sense, and yeah, the music is still really good. This game's story sucks. I thought Shadow's story was bad, but this is way worse. I don't even know how to summarize it, but I guess I'll try. The story begins in the distant future where a telekinetic hedgehog named Sliver is attempting to defeat... I wrote Sliver in the script. Is attempting to defeat a monster known as Iblis, a demonic creature known for destroying all of mankind. With the help of his companion/mentor Blaze, the two temporarily stop Iblis. For those who don't know, Blaze debuted in a handheld game named Sonic Rush, where she was from an alternate dimension. In this game, she's from the future. I can't tell whether they retconned her backstory on purpose, or Sonic Team is just... Can I say that word? Can I say anymore? I don't think I'm allowed to say that word. Censor that word, please. Silver, being tired of dealing with Iblis all the time, wishes they had a way to stop his reign for good. Then, Mephiles the Dark shows up, someone who claims he can help Silver with his problem, seeing as how he has the ability to warp through space and time. Mephiles then explains the being responsible for Iblis's existence is none other than Sonic. Silver then, without thinking or consulting Blaze, agrees to let Mephiles take him and Blaze back to the past to kill Sonic to stop Judgment Day. In the present, we are introduced to Princess Elise, the ruler of Soliana. Soliana is celebrating their annual festival of the sun, honoring their god Solaris. But before anyone can get any celebrating started, Eggman appears, demanding Princess Elise goes with him, gives him her Chaos Emerald, and helps him discover the secrets to the Flames of Disaster, a power located within Elise. Somewhere. Before Eggman can get what he wants, Sonic appears, saving Elise and leaving Eggman in the dust. Eggman then catches up to Elise and Sonic, kidnapping Elise for good. Instead of immediately chasing Eggman, Sonic waits till the next morning to get some help from Tails. But instead of using the tornado, the two decide to fool around on the beach, hoping to catch up to the egg carrier on foot, which of course doesn't happen. The two then decide to head back and recuperate in Soliana. Sonic and Tails then discover, through Soliana's guards, that Elise is being held captive in the desert. Eventually, Sonic saves Elise from her desert prison. Elise tells Sonic that 10 years ago, Soliana was almost completely destroyed by the fury of their god Soliaris. It's not Soliaris, it's Solaris. As soon as Sonic and Elise make it back to Soliana, Sonic runs into Silver, who's trying to murder him. The two scuffle for a little bit, but during their fight, Elise gets captured, once again, leaving Sonic alone with this psycho. But before Silver can land the final blow on Sonic, Amy jumps in the way, attempting to save Sonic. Earlier, Amy mistakes Silver for Sonic, causing Silver to miss his first chance to kill Sonic. Try counting the amount of times that I say Sonic in this video. I bet it'd be hard. Amy, feeling bad for making Silver lose what he was looking for, promises to help him find the person he's trying to find, blissfully unaware that it's Sonic. Amy then ditches Silver, causing him to question if it's okay to kill someone just for his own gain. Silver and Blaze continue their hunt for Sonic, Silver continues his hunts for Sonic, because Blaze does literally nothing. She just stands there. She's supposed to be the mentor, but she doesn't have any story relevance at all. She could be removed completely and nothing would have changed. Meanwhile, Sonic and Tails meet up with Knuckles, who has a message from Eggman for the two. Eggman informs them Elise is being held captive in a base at the White Acropolis, and he's willing to return her if Sonic gets him the Chaos Emeralds in exchange. Tails is skeptical and warns Sonic that it might be a trap. But the trio head there anyway, and who would have guessed? They get captured and sent to the future where Silver was born, where they are basically stranded with no way of getting back to the future. Present. But luckily, Shadow and Rouge are here for some reason. I'll tell you why they're here in just a bit, but I gotta get water. My throat's hurting from all this storytelling. Okay, we're back. During everything that's been happening, Shadow has been trying to infiltrate Eggman's base to rescue Rouge and the things she was sent there to get in the first place. You may be wondering,
Then who are the people working with Shadow, Chris?
well, Gun, of course. You know, the military group who was trying to track him down and kill him in Sonic Adventure 2 and the last game? Yeah, he's working for them now. Sonic Team really does not know how to keep a story thread together at all. Anyway, after Shadow and Rouge escape, Shadow finds out the thing Rouge was sent to grab was the so-called Scepter of Darkness. Rouge requests Shadow to escort her to the rendezvous point, located in Kingdom Valley, where they butt heads with Eggman, who wants his scepter back. Amongst all the scuffling, Rouge drops the scepter, causing it to shatter, which releases a spooky Shadow, which makes Eggman run away with his tail tucked between his legs. The Shadow then takes Shadow's shadow and takes its true form, which turns out to be Mephiles, who seems to know Shadow personally. As thanks for releasing him, Mephiles sends the two to the post-apocalyptic future. He sends them to the post-apocalyptic future, where they eventually meet Sonic and the gang. Finally, we're all caught back up now. Shadow informs Sonic that in order to get back to the present, they need 2 Chaos Emeralds to perform Chaos Control and travel back in time. In literally no time, the gang collects 2 Chaos Emeralds and performs Chaos Control, which opens up a time portal. Do you think this entire future portion of the game was made for filler? The gang, not Shadow though, travel through the time portal. Shadow doesn't make it into the time portal because he sees Mephiles and gives chase. Mephiles poorly attempts to get Shadow to join him, which of course Shadow rejects. With the help from E123 Omega, who got there by Rouge sending him there from the past, the two stop Mephiles, who escapes to the present, with the others quickly following. Surprisingly, with this entire future part of the story being filler, this is still my favorite part of the game. Meanwhile, Sonic rescues Elise again, but is interrupted by Silver again, causing Elise to get captured again. Did the writers just not have any ideas for what to do with Elise? Because clearly, they just keep reusing the same idea. Before Silver can kill Sonic, he's stopped by Shadow in the nick of time. Sonic then runs off to get Elise, while Shadow stays to fight Silver. This is the best scene in the game.
Chaos Control!
Desperate to succeed, Silver whips out his Chaos Emerald, accidentally performing Chaos Control with Shadow, causing another time portal to appear. Shadow convinces Silver to go back in time with him, to see the incident that occurred 10 years ago in Soliana, to get a clearer understanding of things, and to see that Mephiles is the true enemy. They discovered that Solaris was experimented on by the Duke of Soliana, who just so happens to be Elise's father. The experiment causes an explosion, which causes Solaris to be split into 2 entities, the Eternal Flame known as Iblis, and the Black Shadow known as Mephiles. Sorry with the voice. It just kind of slipped into with how serious and depressing this story is getting. The injured Duke gives Shadow the Scepter of Darkness to seal Mephiles in it, while Silver chases down Iblis. Okay, I'm done with the voice. Eventually, Shadow captures Mephiles inside of the scepter. A non-corporeal Mephiles tells Shadow that one day he will escape, and he will kill Shadow, which explains why Mephiles was so familiar with Shadow from the beginning. I'm gonna take a little break from the storytelling and give you a little fun fact. For those who didn't know, this game was actually created as a soft reboot, attempting to make all the past games not canon. Why do you think the game was just called Sonic the Hedgehog? Sega, for whatever reason, thought it would be a cool idea to make a series about a cartoon hedgehog fighting a fat guy, cooler and edgier for modern times. Their plan didn't work out very well. As Shadow seals up Mephiles, Silver is attempting to kill Iblis in its purest form. The Duke informs Silver that Iblis must be sealed inside of a royal soul, with the perfect candidate being his daughter, Elise. Before the Duke dies, he informs us, the player, dude literally just breaks the fourth wall and tells us that if Elise were to ever cry, Iblis would be released. After sealing both of the spirits, Shadow and Silver perform Chaos Control to go back to the present. But before entering the portal, Silver leaves his Chaos Emerald, telling the unconscious girl to think of it as a lucky charm, which explains why she had it at the start of the game. Unless you played Shadow's campaign, where Silver jumps into the portal with the Chaos Emerald in his hand. Wow, I hope somebody got fired for that blunder. Meanwhile, in the present, Sonic, remember him, escorts Princess Elise back to her castle, where once again, she's captured by Eggman. Did the writers not realize how monotonous this was? In the game, it's really boring and really unfun to go back and forth like this. Now, because everyone in the story is a complete dipstick, Sonic once again chases Elise and Eggman through Kingdom Valley, now at the assistance of Silver, because he now knows Sonic wasn't what created Iblis. Sadly, Sonic and Silver don't make it to the egg carrier in time, because once again, they're chasing the egg carrier on foot. The egg carrier then starts malfunctioning for some reason, which causes the egg carrier to crash, killing Eggman and Elise both. Sonic and Silver then get the idea to go back in time and save Elise before the ship crashes. Sonic then insists on doing it alone. Silver, for some reason, agrees, heading back to the future with a plan to seal Iblis for good. Oh my god, is this story almost over? Sonic travels back in time and saves Elise from the burning egg carrier, all while beating Eggman in the process. In the future, Silver attempts to seal Iblis inside of his body, but is rejected. Blaze then steps up and offers her body as a sacrifice, finally giving herself some sort of purpose in this dog turd of a story. With Iblis inside of her, she transfers herself into another dimension because she can apparently do that now. Meanwhile, Shadow manages to conjure up another scepter to seal away Mephiles, who is moseying around like a moron. After Mephiles attempts to get Shadow to join his side again, Shadow attempts to seal Mephiles in the Scepter of Darkness again, which blows up in his face. Mephiles then scolds Shadow for using the same strategy twice, failing to see how he did the exact same thing. Then Shadow removes the inhibitor rings on his wrists, granting him super strength and speed, allowing him to defeat Mephiles. Except Mephiles isn't done just yet, as he manages to distract Sonic and Elise with a shiny object, allowing Mephiles to impale Sonic, effectively killing him. You may think I'm joking, but no, I promise I'm not. Sonic's dead. Elise somehow got close to Sonic among all of the kidnapping, cries, releasing Iblis from her soul. Mephiles uses this opportunity to use the Chaos Emeralds that he has now, don't ask questions, to fuse with Iblis, becoming Solaris once again. He then sends the entire world into a timeless void, where all the main characters are conveniently left intact, except Blaze. She's dead. She's gone. Just forget about her. She's not coming back. Everyone is really saddened by Sonic's death, but Elise senses his spirit in the wind. Silver gets the idea that Sonic can be resurrected by the power of the Chaos Emeralds, because, you see, Sonic is only kinda dead. The Chaos Emeralds are then summoned by something. Elise kisses Sonic, and he is resurrected. Sonic, Silver, and Shadow then all become super. With their powers combined, the three manage to stop Solaris' reign once and for all, and save the space-time continuum. Sonic and Elise are then transported to the past, where Solaris is nothing but a flicker of light. Elise then hesitates to blow out the candle, because it would mean she would lose Sonic forever. Princess Elise is definitely the worst character in the Sonic franchise ever. She does literally nothing. In addition to being kidnapped more times than Princess Peach, she refuses to grow into a stronger character. Whenever things get dire or remotely scary, she just backs up and holds her hands together. She's so stupid and stubborn. She flat out refuses to blow out the flame, effectively saving the entire world, just so she can hang out with this cartoon hedgehog. I can't say anymore. Sonic tells Elise to just smile, prompting her to blow out the candle, effectively removing this game from the canon. The Soliana Festival resumes, although I don't know what they're celebrating, because the god is gone. They have no reason to celebrate anymore. Sonic watches the festival from afar. The game then fades to credits on an admittedly pretty musical piece, and this game is now evidence that the Sonic the Hedgehog overall canon is an absolute dumpster fire. Holy crap. What a mess. I know I'm really rubbing it in at this point, but it really is that bad. Not only does the story make no sense, but it's just boring. The story is such a snooze fest. And not to mention that in the game, it's completely disjointed. You have to put the pieces together yourself to make sense of it. And let me tell you, putting all that work into figuring out the story was not worth it at all. There is no moment in the story that I enjoyed, except this part. Sonic is no longer a hip, cheesy, stick-it-to-the-man type of character. He's just a good guy now. He's boring. There's no classic Sonic attitude, no cheesiness, no humor, really no fun at all. This isn't a shonen anime, people. This is Sonic the Hedgehog. Another big problem I have is just how little of a presence Sonic has. Nothing happens in his campaign. He fights Eggman, saves Elise a couple of times, and then dies. That's it. All the important time travel shenanigans happen in Shadow and Silver's stories. I admittedly do like the dynamic between Shadow and Silver, though. I just really like Shadow, man. he's really amusing to me. Sonic doesn't even interact with Mephiles. Not once. Mephiles stabs him, yes, but they never interact. Seeing everyone act like pompous brats the whole time is incredibly painful to watch, let alone play. The heroes are Nimrods. The villains are either just as dumb or are there just for the sake of having a bad guy. The story was just horrible for a Sonic game. I'll take Shadow's story over this any day. At least Black Dune was mildly intimidating. I'm sorry I spent 16 or so minutes complaining about the story. I just thought I had to say all of it, or else no one would know what was going on. Now time to talk about this game's awful art direction. This game is ugly. For some reason they thought it'd be a good idea if they put freakishly mutated hedgehogs, foxes, and echidnas next to hyper-realistic human characters. It's objectively a bad idea. It looks awful. This was a problem in Sonic Adventure, but it's far worse here, now that everything is in HD. I used to think Eggman was actually kinda cool looking, even though he's just a fat, bald man. But for some reason in this game, they redesigned him, trying to make him look more realistic, and it's just ugly. He has 4 gold nipples now! This art direction is objectively awful. The gameplay sucks too. If you thought that would save it, it didn't. Sonic controls so weirdly, it's hard to explain. He turns so sharply when you were doing the platforming parts, but whenever you're in the Mach speed segments, he steers like a car. Not the good kind of steering either. Tails can now throw fake rings, for some reason. I don't know, it's really confusing. Shadow is worse than he was in his solo game. In Shadow the Hedgehog, the homing attack was already gimped and did no damage, but this time it's just slow. It's really bad. In Shadow's story, you can actually drive cars, which, granted, is actually kinda alright. But unlike the other guys, Silver can't run fast, which would be alright, you know, to give a bit of variety. That's what Big was for, but they failed that. And guess what? They screwed this one up too. Silver has no homing attack, so the only way to attack enemies is by throwing stuff at them. But pick-upable objects aren't always around. You can pick up enemies if you stun them by slapping them. Yeah, Silver has a slap. It's putrid. How did they screw this up so bad? Well, I'll tell you why. Sega. That's why. Hear me out. Sonic Team, the people who actually make the games, are really good. They have made so many good games, but Sega's so stubborn when it comes to release dates, never allowing delays, they barely finish any of the games. Why do you think the game was released half finished? It was rushed out to stores before the developers could finish it. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is awful, and it's going to the bottom of the list. But I didn't want to make fun of this game. Sonic 06 is already such a punching bag, and I can't help but feel bad for Sonic Team. Sega really needs to get their crap together and give their developers time to finish their games. I'm having trouble putting a positive spin on this. At least, from rock bottom you can only go up, right? Well, no, but let's hope for the best. I don't know why I'm so scared of this segment. I used to think that everybody hated this game, but I've started to find people who apparently love it to bits. But I do not like this game. Sonic and the Secret Rings follows Sonic as he's hanging out in his house, reading a book, when suddenly he is sucked into the book and has to stop an evil genie named
Eraser? Jin?
Remember back about, oh god, an hour ago in the classic games when the stories were incredibly basic and by the numbers? At least those ones made sense. Sonic and the Secret Rings does something special and unique by being a glorified mobile game. It's an auto runner. You swing the Wii remote left and right to steer Sonic those directions. It's boring. It's not as bad as the past couple of games. I did find some enjoyment out of it because it's a glorified Subway Surfer. I just don't see how they thought it would be a good idea to have Sonic, of all things, be controlled by the waggle. They could have done what Nintendo did and have the player execute an ability by swinging the Wiimote. It wouldn't have been very fun, but it would have been better than Temple Run. At least the game is kinda pretty. Although Sonic looks really strange from behind in this game. The environments are really pretty. They could be better, but I mean, come on, it's the Wii. Give them some slack. We got the beautiful desert landscapes, that one dinosaur level, the spooky looking shipwreck area, and a lot more. The only problem I have with the environments is that they do not look like they were made for a Sonic game. Maybe that was on purpose, seeing as how we're in a storybook that takes place in ancient Agrabah or something, but the clashing art styles really put a damper on the game's pretty environments. I don't like this game's music. Don't know why. Guess it's just not for me. I mean, the palace that was found could be a cool theme, but every time I hear it I think of Kabanarmani 456. And Seven Rings in Hand is a really annoying song in my opinion. I really do not like the mix of Egyptian Arabian Nights music with rock and roll. Apparently this type of music is incredibly common in Sonic games, and it's also called butt rock. I asked my friend Foxbox Ray how they would describe butt rock, because they know more about music than me, and they responded. So butt rock is a specific kind of Sonic music, songs mostly done by Crush 40, that have this specific feel to them. It's the sort of music where it's kinda bad but also really awesome at the same time. It has this twang to it. I think what makes it butt rock is the chords and guitar riffs combined with the roughness of Johnny's singing voice. It creates this almost garage band effect that leads to a group of songs that all have similar feels. I think to best describe this feel is to listen to Sonic Heroes and Through the Fire back to back, and you'll see what I mean. Secret Rings went all out with this and made these wicked guitar riffs combined with abysmal lyrics that make it sound good and bad at the same time. Basically, butt rock is bad music that is awesome, if that makes sense. Which explains a lot. I was surprised as to how many tracks in this game's soundtrack I flat out did not like. This game's going above Shadow the Hedgehog. One thing I do like is the attempt to try new things, though that is ultimately Sonic Team's downfall. They have so many ideas that are ultimately just bad. Everyone just wants a normal 3D Sonic game. Can we not just get one of those? Oh my god. They did it. Finally, they listened. A normal 3D Sonic game with no extra gameplay gimmicks. Whoa, wait. What is this? A werehog? Oh, that is extremely stupid. But wait, it's actually pretty epic. Sonic Unleashed stars Sonic, as he's in the process of stopping Eggman's diabolical plans, until he gets caught by Eggman, and it seems like it's over for Sonic, until Sonic pulls out the Chaos Emeralds and turns into Super Sonic, and it looks like Eggman's done for. But little does Sonic know, this is following Eggman's plan perfectly. Eggman pushes a button and drains the power of the Chaos Emeralds out of Sonic, which ends up powering a giant laser that blows up the Earth, splitting it into pieces and releasing a beast named Dark Gaia from the depths of the planet. But the laser also turns Sonic into a werehog, which has stretchy arms for some reason. So Eggman shoots Sonic into orbit. When Sonic crash lands, now in werehog form, he scares a little pixie creature who has amnesia. Sonic then befriends him and nicknames him Chip. Sounds random, but Chip becomes a very vital piece of the story later on, and that's not a good thing. He's really annoying. The gameplay is finally back to speeding through levels as fast as possible, like it should be. We got the homing attack back up and running, as well as the new boost ability. Rather than holding the button, then letting go, then getting a slight speed boost, the boost allows you to go from a standstill to light speed with a single button push. There's also a new drift, which is just really cool. The drift allows you to cut corners, and it really makes you just feel like Batman. And you can even crawl. Like a little baby. The new gimmick in this game is a day-night cycle. Daytime levels are the normal speedy Sonic gameplay that we all love, and the night levels are the slower-paced hack-and-slash beat-em-up God of War-esque werehog style that I personally really like. People really rag on the werehog stuff, and I don't blame them. It's really slow, and the werehog itself was a really dumb idea. But I like beat-em-ups. I like mashing buttons and doing combos and leveling up. I find it really addicting. I don't care if it's slow, it's fun. Although every single time you fight a guy, you get this awful jazz music like Like, I like jazz, but hearing that over and over again, it gets really annoying and really aggravating to the point I don't want to do the levels anymore. The one big problem I have with this game is the final level, Eggman Land. It is indeed an amazing idea. Ever since Sonic Adventure, Eggman has been wanting to build Eggman or Robotnik Land, and seeing him actually achieve that is pretty cool. But Eggman Land is a at least 40-minute long amusement park where you can change from Sonic to the Werehog on the fly. It's actually really cool, but 40 minutes on a level? A single level for 40 minutes? That's nearly an hour, bro. We've passed 40 minutes in this video. How would you think that's a good idea? Because of the whole going around the planet thing, this game's soundtrack has a lot of globe-trotting vibes. Spigonia and Apatos have very laid-back feels, while you also have bombastic tribal beats of Nazari that are just very fast and intense. But the best part of the game's soundtrack is when you get an E rank on a level and the victory music goes flat. That's really funny, and sometimes I'd get an E on purpose just to hear it. But other than Eggman Land, I have very little problems with this game. I love the Sonic levels. The Werehog stages are just kinda alright, and I absolutely adore the music. I know, hot take, but I like what I like, and what I like is Sonic. Under Sonic Adventure, I'm really excited to see how they're gonna improve on the next game. If they fix some of the problems that this game has, we could actually get a perfect Sonic game. That would just be awesome. Or we could just take a step down in quality. That's fine. Whatever. It's Sonic and the Ring thing with a talking sword. It goes above Sonic Goes to Agrabah. It's whatever. Oh wait. I should probably elaborate a bit. Sonic and the Black Knight opens with a wizard getting chased by the Black Knight and his dark forces. After the wizard gets surrounded, she uses a spell to summon Sonic to enlist his aid. After figuring out what the heck is going on, Sonic takes out the Knight's goons and attempts to attack the Black Knight. But before he can, he is pulled away as the wizard makes a hasty retreat. The wizard introduced herself as Merlina, the granddaughter of the great wizard Merlin. Yep, Sonic is now an Arthurian legend. Don't think about it too hard, your head might explode. Merlina explains that the Black Knight is in fact King Arthur himself, and he has become corrupt thanks to his scabbard, making him an immortal tyrant and allowing him to use his Legion and Round Table to silence the commoners. After Merlin asked him to help, Sonic agrees, and is given Arthur's talking sword, named Excalibur. The three then set out to stop the Legion, Round Table, and the Black Knight, and save the world. Excluding the last segment, I know I've been quite negative lately, so give me a couple of seconds to just praise this game. The soundtrack is amazing. Every single track is perfect. The storybook cutscenes look really cool. It's very simple and tweeny, but the way all the shadows are done with browns and blacks really make the primary colors pop. It looks great. The writing is surprisingly great.
Only death can remove this stain upon my honor.
Give me a break! What's up with all this drama?
Sonic and Excalibur have a surprisingly well-written relationship. It's genuinely fun to see their relationship evolve from begrudgingly working together to stop Arthur to becoming genuine friends.
You sure you're a sacred sword?
It is you, sir, who lacks the proper fight.
A fool of a knight, not even worth slaying.
You see, he thinks so too.
Well, it's your fault. You're a sad excuse for a teacher.
The controls are far better than Secret Rings too, but still kinda boring in my opinion. Sonic doesn't run on his own anymore. You control him with the joystick and the nunchuck, and you swing your sword by swinging your Wii Remote. The game is still on rails though. Like, when you push backwards on the Wii Remote, Sonic doesn't really turn around, he just kind of slides backwards. It's really weird. I don't know why they went with that, but okay. It's very disappointing. I was kind of expecting a speedier Legend of Zelda, you know? Like a free roam game, and they can make the world like super big because you can run at light speed. Oh, that would be so cool. Is that going to be what Rangers is? Because if so, I'm really excited. The homing attack is here too, but it's really useless. I don't even think it did any damage. I just bounced off of enemies when I used it. It doesn't help that using the sword is very clunky. Sonic comes to a screeching halt whenever using it, except for that actually kind of cool spinning sword swing thing. I really like using that one. The game really does just feel like Secret Rings, but better. Overall, this game is far better than Secret Rings. It's going right above it. I just wanted more innovation, you know? Like a free roaming Zelda-esque type game. That would have been awesome! But no, we got Sonic Hallway Simulator 2.0. I just hope the next game is gonna be, like, on par with Unleashed or better. Oh no, what the heck happened? We had Unleashed, one of the best Sonic games ever, then 2 duds in a row, and this is the worst one by far! It was advertised as a return to the classic days. Finally, a classic 2D Sonic game once again, screamed all of the semi-classic Sonic fans at the E3 2010 reveal. Too bad it sucks. God, this game's awful. It's so ugly. Everything somehow looks like it's made of cardboard and plastic simultaneously. How did they do that? Sonic is so shiny and the cell shading is awful. That sounded like Arlo. I'd even go as far to say this is uglier than 06. How did they screw this up? The Black Knight didn't look the best, but things looked good. The fields looked like actual places you could go and hang out in. Same with 06 and Unleashed. Unleashed was beautiful. What happened? This looks like a mobile phone game. Those games came out before this one, and yet they look better. The gameplay doesn't save it either. It works, it's serviceable, but it's incredibly bare bones and boring. Push right to win is this game's philosophy. Push right and occasionally jump. That's how you win. The homing attack is here as well. You know, the thing that was added to the 3D games out of necessity is here in this 2D game, which nullifies all challenge, making this game a snore. Bottom of the list. At least 06 had funny bugs. I'm not gonna dignify this game with the shortest of reviews. It feels like a soulless cash grab. This video was an awful idea. I literally called my dog Sonic the other day. I think I'm going insane. Let's just hope that Sonic Team learns from their mistakes again. They keep making mistakes. Oh. Oh boy, this one. I know some people might not like me for this, but this is my favorite Sonic game. It's actually my favorite game ever, of all time. It's gonna be going into first place, and I won't be surprised if it's still there by the end of the video. Though, there are some games I haven't played yet, so maybe they'll be better. But I highly doubt that. In Sonic Colors, Sonic and Tails head to Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park, which Eggman constructed entirely out of a sense of remorse for his past transgressions. And Sonic and Tails eventually have to stop Eggman from enslaving an alien race named Wisps. I can admit, the story is simple and boring, but at least we're done with time travel. I used to love time travel, but I think Sonic 06 killed my interest in it. The gameplay is exactly the same as Unleashed, crawl and all, but this game has a new gimmick. But for once, this gimmick is actually well implemented. The new gimmick is the Wisps.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
We got Cyan Laser Wisp, Orange Rocket, White Boost, Green Hover, Blue Cube, Yellow Drill, and Purple Frenzy. Oh, and also Pink Spike is here too, I guess. Sounds like a lot and kinda overwhelming, but I don't think it is. Mainly because the levels are designed around the wisps that are in the level. You may think it's kinda lame that you can't choose what wisp you want to use in every level, but it's fine by me. When people are given the option to choose whichever wisp they want to use in the level designers are forced to compromise with the level design, thus not being able to squeeze all potential out of the wisps. So I like the wisp being locked to their specific levels, though I do think it's kinda stupid locking some of Sonic's most iconic abilities behind the wisps, such as the Lightspeed Dash and the Spin Dash. But I think they make up for it with the inclusion of the boost from Unleashed. I've also seen people say that the level design is bare bones and mind-numbingly easy, and they're not wrong. This game was way easier than I remember it. but I don't see that as a bad thing. Sonic has never been one for extremely difficult levels. The game might be easy, but I still find it extremely fun. I'm the kind of guy who doesn't need in-depth gameplay mechanics. I just want what I'm doing to feel cool, despite the fact all I'm doing is holding up on the control stick. Some people might be saying that that's all you do in Black Knight, and yeah, it's true, but it didn't feel very cool. Also, the voice acting is really good now. In some of the past games, the voice acting was a bit questionable, but unlike in those games, these voice actors got good to decent direction, and Roger Craig Smith's rendition of Sonic is 100% my favorite. His voice really suits the character in my opinion. I've heard some people say Roger's voice sounds too old for Sonic, but I mean, the man's been voicing the Blue Freak ever since, so clearly someone agrees with me. And hey, Tails finally doesn't make my ears bleed.
I grabbed a bite at the bucket of sushi.
What's the verdict?
His cruelty knows no bounds.
The writing is very bad though, but I can't help but love it.
Wow, sometimes I even impress myself. For a second there, I wasn't sure I was going to pull it off. Oh, who am I kidding? We both knew how this would end.
Are you talking to the broken robot who can't hear you?
Some could say the writing in this game is awful and extremely unfunny and corny and ruins the characters, but I find it funny.
Y'all reckon you'll be able to get yourself enough of that energy to take over the whole dang planet?
Yes, I reckon I will. Where is your new voice chip?
Oh, and Orbot and Cubot debut in this game. Easily my favorite of Eggman's henchmen, though he hasn't had a whole lot. Well, technically Orbot debuted in Sonic Unleashed, but he didn't do much in that game, so he was kind of just there.
Searching conventional wisdom, thanks for topical advice. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Slow and steady wins the race. Nobody likes a whiner.
Orbot is incredibly pessimistic, and Cubot has a big bad case of Dungo brain. It's the typical smart guy, dumb guy dynamic, and it really works. And I really like the subplot of Cubot's voice chip breaking and having to replace it with another one. So throughout the game, he goes from a southern cowboy to a swashbuckling pirate to an Italian mobster. It's just really funny to me.
Yo, quit busting my batteries over here. I've been working on it all day.
What does that even mean?
This game is beautiful. Out of the 3 Sonic games that released exclusively on the Wii, this is the best looking one. Every level looks varied and distinct without not looking like Sonic environments, which is surprising because this one takes place in outer space. We couldn't be further from Sonic environments. Aquarium Park is a beautiful little ocean town inside of a giant dome. Starlight Carnival is a giant space parade which has you zipping around between floats. That's what I wrote in the script. Asteroid Coaster is this giant roller coaster that goes in, out, and all around a giant asteroid. And then there's Sweet Mountain. It's a mountain. And it's sweet. Ain't that sweet. Too bad this game only runs in 420p. This game would be beautiful in HD. They should totally remake it or something. Huh. Would you look at that? This game's music is amazing. Probably my favorite soundtrack in the whole series. People always cite Reach for the Stars as this game's best song, but in my personal opinion, Speak With Your Heart is far better. Even the lyricless tracks are memorable. We got the twangy feel of Tropical Resort. The brass-heavy Sweet Mountain. The more bouncy sounding Planet Wisp. And the more grungy feeling Asteroid Coaster. It's all great. There isn't a single track I dislike. Definitely at the top of the list. Call me nostalgia blind all you want, but it's my video. My opinion is fact in this domain. Definitely play this one. I haven't been doing recommendations in this video, but play it. It's good. If only they can keep up this quality for 2 games straight. Please, Sonic Team. Please. Oh my god, they did it! Sonic Generations is an amazing game. It's a celebration of all of Sonic's past achievements up until this point. And Sonic 06, I guess. Meaning, yes, time travel. The game follows classic Sonic in his first appearance since Sonic & Knuckles, as he's just hanging out, running all over the place, when suddenly a wormhole opens up in the sky and demons start falling out of it. No, I'm just joking. Thank God that doesn't happen. Although something does come out. But this time, it's the Time Eater! Then we smash cut to modern Sonic walking up to a table with his friends surrounding it. It's a surprise birthday party. They celebrate his birthday until the Time Eater shows up, knocking everyone out and sucking them up into a wormhole, leaving Sonic unconscious. Sonic then wakes up in some white limbo. Soon after waking up and saving Tails, modern Sonic meets up with classic Sonic, and the two set out to stop the Time Eater and save the space-time continuum. Modern Sonic plays exactly like Unleashing Colors with the homing attack and boost. You get the drill. Classic Sonic plays the same as he did in the original classic games, only different. It's not bad though, it's just different. You build up momentum far faster than you ever could before, especially with the buffed spin dash, allowing you to skip portions of the levels, which I'm 90% sure wasn't intentional. Throughout the game, you start to unlock abilities from some of the earlier 3D Sonic games, like the light speed dash, the ground pound, and the wall jump. Seeing as how the game is celebrating Sonic's past, the levels are ripped directly from the games they came from. Sonic 1 through 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Adventure 1, 2 and Heroes, Sonic 06 Unleashed in Colors, and they're all pretty faithful recreations. Even the bosses are ripped from the past games. There's the Death Egg Robot from the first game, Perfect Chaos from Sonic Adventure, and the Egg Dragoon from Sonic Unleashed. It's really cool to see all these guys in HD, especially Perfect Chaos. You know what? Just because I'm feeling pretty goofy, I'm gonna rank every single level in Sonic Generations, starting from worst to best. Let's go! Number 9, Crisis City. Obviously the worst level in the game is going to be from the worst Sonic game. At least they picked the best level from 06 and made it actually playable. Number 8, Sky Sanctuary. Sky Sanctuary! Number 8, Sky Sanctuary. Never been a fan of this one. At least it's an actual level instead of just a place to do a boss fight. Number 7, Chemical Plant. Same with this one. I've never liked Chemical Plant. Number 6, Green Hill. I know, it's the level that started everything, but I'm just... Number 5, Planet Wisp. I love Sonic Colors, and this level was great until you get to Eggman's factory, and the level just kind of keeps going. It gets real bad after that. But you can use the Wisp in this level, so that's pretty cool. Number 4, Seaside Hill. Not much to say here. It's Seaside Hill. I like beaches. Number 3, Speed Highway. This level is nuts, much like the real Speed Highway. I really like this one. Number 2, Rooftop Run. Sonic Unleashed probably has the best level design in any Sonic game, yet they picked this level? It isn't bad, but I much rather the New York level, although that level might have too many similarities to Speed Highway, so I guess I see why they didn't choose that one, but still. Number 1 has to be City Escape. It has to be number 1. It just has to. Everybody loves this level. The 3D version is very faithful to the original one, but they make it feel even cooler by having the truck chase you along the wall of a building. Oh, it's so cool! And you get to ride a skateboard in the 2D version of the stage. Speaking of the 2D version, the gun truck chases you through the entire level instead of just at the end. It's awesome! But please keep in mind, all of these levels are great. The worst ones are just kinda meh. The game's levels are all around really good. This game is really pretty. I'd say it's the prettiest game so far. The game perfectly captures the art style of each of these games and somehow makes it all work really well. Yes, even 06 art style. I even noticed a little texturing on Sonic, like his features. It's a very slight missable change, but he has fur texture now. For the entirety of the series so far, he's been smooth, like a clay thing. But in this game, they actually textured him to look like he's got quills, and it looks great. He's also got texturing on his gloves. That's really cool looking. It looks really good. This game also has music, like every other game ever. And it is kinda alright. Personally, I don't think it's better than Color's soundtrack, but it's still pretty good. The game's soundtrack is compiled of a bunch of remixes of older tracks, obviously. Some tracks are better than the original. And some are way worse. I don't care what anyone says, but Act 1's rendition of City Escape is just awful. This game is overall really cool, but it's basically just a glorified remake, so it's only in second place. Sorry Generations, you're great, but not that great. Also, the final boss sucks. Sonic Lost World is an enigma. I don't know how I feel about it. So, you know Mario Galaxy, right? The beautiful, exciting, really fun romp through extraterrestrial environments with really interesting, kinda aggravating, gravity manipulating mechanics? Yeah, take that game and replace Mario with an ignorant dirtbag. And that's what we really got. This game is surprisingly divided. A lot of people love this game, and a lot of people loathe this game. And I'm sorry to say, but I'm honestly not too sure about how I feel about this one, lads. Sonic Lost World starts with Sonic and Tails chasing Eggman through the sky, when Tails then finds a thing, that thing being the Lost Hex. The Lost Hex? What is that, you may be asking? We never find out. We never get any other explanation other than Lost Hex. It would have been cool to know what this place is, but we never find out. I really wanted some world building so I could learn about a new world in a game called Sonic Lost World. Anyway, Sonic prompts Eggman to drop the critters! So he does, which is just, wow. Eggman is savage. Sonic and Tails then chase the falling critter capsule, I just came up with that name, I don't know what it's actually called, down to the Lost Hex. Meanwhile, Eggman is employing the help of 6 demon creatures called Zeddy, who go by the Deadly Six, which is confusing because to me, they aren't 6, because by my logic, this guy counts as half a person, to kill Sonic once and for all. The Deadly Six are horrible antagonists. They're all awful stereotypes that you'll find in your average episode of SpongeBob or something. We got crazy, dumb, sad, old leader, and girl. It's extremely lazy and very boring. So basically a bunch of random crap happens during the story. I don't know, like Sonic destroys the conch that Eggman was using to control the Deadly Six, and they turn on him and take over his robots. Sonic and Eggman have to work together to stop them, and Tails becomes a real whiny crybaby out of nowhere in an attempt to force some drama, I guess, but it's poorly written and annoying and doesn't work at all and actively makes me hate the main characters. Orbot and Cubot are here, but they suck now.
It's stuff like that that makes me want to be your sidekick. Tails is lucky.
Okay, well, Orbot is still kinda cute, though. Tails even turns into a cyborg with an arm cannon ready to kill Sonic. Then in the next scene, he isn't one anymore. That part was really epic and had me invested in the safety of these characters. This game does look really good, though, but everything looks all babyfied. Now let me get this out of the way. I don't think the game is ugly. People all over the internet say this game is such an eyesore. It isn't that bad, guys. Come on. I think the game looks really good. It just doesn't look like Sonic. Everything looks cutesy and kiddie, even the villains. It seems like Sonic Team is just trying to make the new Mario now. Like, it isn't ugly like 06 and Shadow. The art direction is good, but it just looks childish. If Lost World was your first Sonic game, it wouldn't be a bad first impression. The presentation is great. I just don't think the art style fits a Sonic game. If only the world building was as good as the art direction. I already kinda mentioned it, but they never explain what this so-called Lost World is, and it bums me out. This has definitely been a problem in the older 3D Sonic games, up until 06 surprisingly, but the levels feel so disconnected from the world we're in. Sonic Lost World? More like Sonic Lost Floating Cylinders. Got him. All of the levels feel like their own little planets, which would be fine if that was what they were going for. According to the intro cutscene of this game, we aren't in space, so the idea of these levels being their own planets is already invalid. I thought the Lost Hex was its own place, with its own ecosystem. Why are we always floating mid-air all the time? I can see the Lost Hex in the distance, why can't I run on it? Speaking of running, the gameplay of this game is really weird. Remember how Sonic has always felt like he had some sort of weight, even at his worst. It was fun trying to get up to top speed and keep your momentum. Does it feel that way in Lost World? Well, you probably already know the answer by the way I'm bringing this up. You only ever have 2 speeds, walking and running. There is no middle ground whatsoever. You walk with the control stick and hold the run button to run. They gave Sonic a run button. You weren't supposed to do that to Sonic. Mario has the run button, not Sonic. Why would you do that? I guess they tried to give the player a better sense of control, since playing as a fast character in a 3D space can kinda make it difficult to be precise. And I would agree with that if they didn't already figure out how to do it before Sonic Unleashed. Sonic controlled pretty well. Sonic Colors, Sonic controls even better. Sonic Generations, Sonic controls slightly worse than Colors, but still really precise and really good. I don't see why they thought that this was the game that would be hard to control with actual momentum, instead of just a run button. The homing attack is here too, and it's slightly modified. You can now lock onto multiple enemies and hit them all at once. You can also charge up your homing attack to execute a couple of consecutive homing attacks onto a larger enemy. It's actually pretty fun. It's really satisfying to bounce on a line of enemies with only one button push. In addition to the homing attack, there's the new kick. It's just the homing attack but slower, and it knocks enemies back into other enemies. And also the wisps from Sonic Colors are back, because not only do they have returning wisps, but they have new ones, like Bomb, Eagle, Void, and Rhythm. Rhythm is bad. They're all bad. All the new wisps are bad. Maybe you could say Eagle is cool because you can fly, but it feels really pointless. They felt so tacked on to me that I actively avoided using them unless I had to. So don't use them. There's also a parkour system which is kinda cool, but it's barely useful. Excluding the wall run because that makes you go faster. I didn't want to complain about this game's controls. I've seen reviews of it, and it doesn't look half bad, but yeah, it just sucks. And god, the dialogue.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Baby, baby.
It's awful. I know everyone says Sonic Colors writing is awful, but it still made me giggle. But Lost World's dialogue is just, dare I say, cringy. That may not be the right word. It is indeed very questionable, though. The level themes are all so boring and tropey, which is really weird because even at its worst, Sonic has always had really creative level themes. Now it's just grass, desert, ice, and lava world. Oh, Sky. Don't forget Sky. Sky's in there too. They have a Sky world. I know a lot of people say this, and you could see it as a crutch to say this game is bad, but it really does feel like it's trying to be Mario. I do like the music though. I already showed Sea Bottom Segway all the way at the start of the video, and that is probably the best track in the game, but the beach level music is still really good. This game's going right above Sonic Heroes. Oh, people aren't gonna like that. But I prefer oversimplicity rather than overcomplexity. Why did I think this video was a good idea? Oh yeah. The anniversary. Which I've missed. Might as well just stick it out. I'm almost done. 3 games left. Right off the bat, hot take, but I love these new redesigns. I think Knuckles' old character design was awful.
Oh no!
I love Sonic's new blue arms, and Dr. Eggman is much more menacing now. And Amy isn't just a Sonic fangirl anymore. She's got her own personality. I love it. She's probably the best character in the game. Sonic Boom was created as its own side series, with a series of games and its own TV show, which is actually pretty good.
Yes, how to say this delicately. You're a horrible roommate and nobody in this house likes you.
Let's frame our statements with, when you do this, it makes me feel this.
Fine, okay, let's see. When you live here, it makes me feel angry. Because you're a horrible roommate and nobody in this house likes you.
To be honest, this was a really stupid idea. Making an own side series and confusing everyone with how the canon worked. The canon was already really stupid and confusing already, but now it makes even less sense. But hey, I was on board. I wanted the game. The game follows Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy as they pursue Eggman until they find themselves in some ancient tomb, with carvings of Sonic and Tails all over the entrance. Sonic attempts to open the door, but is stopped by Amy, who is skeptical. But when Metal Sonic appears, the gang rushes inside before Metal Sonic can get them. The gang fumbles around a bit in a really annoying tutorial segment that doesn't need to be as long as it is, until they find themselves in a big room where a powerful snake villain guy named Lyric is imprisoned. Sonic then accidentally releases Lyric from his prison. Lyric apparently recognizes Sonic from something that happened 1,000 years ago, and that makes Lyric big mad. Lyric captures Sonic and friends and escapes. Tails then deactivates their shackles and turns them into inner beams, which is a tool you get to use in a bit. The characters then meet up with Cliff. Oh, you don't know who Cliff is? Oh, well, the game acts as if we've known him for years, so just pretend you've known him for years. Cliff tells them that Lyric planned to power a robot army with the Chaos crystals in order to create a new, perfect world inhabited only by robots, but was then imprisoned by the ancients when they discovered his evil plan. The group then heads off to retrieve the Chaos crystals before Lyric. Later on, at an abandoned research facility, the guys meet Maya, a robot who rebelled against Lyric. Maya then assists the posse by creating a time hole. It has a name, but I call it the time hole because I'm 5 and it makes me giggle. The time hole allows Sonic and Tails to travel 1,000 years back in time to find a map that reveals the location of the Chaos Crystals. After a very random and pointless encounter with Shadow, Sonic and Tails retrieve the map and head back to their time to get their adventure started. I knew that was a long recap, but stay with me. Sonic is dabbling in time travel again, but at least this time they don't screw it up. And if you're wondering what happened to Eggman, I don't know. What, do you expect me to know everything? I'm not God, you silly, I'm just a silly Sonic fan. The gameplay is a lot different. It's a lot more of a Ratchet and Clank affair. This is far less focused on speed, which is a thing I'm kind of a fan of. Like, it's supposed to be its own separate side series, right? So to me, it makes sense if it plays differently to the others. It's more of a puzzle platformer with a bit of a beat-em-up gameplay, you know? It's kind of reminiscent of the Werehog gameplay from Unleashed. Now, all 4 characters are playable in all instances. You can switch between them on the fly by pushing the D-pad in the corresponding direction. Each character has their own abilities and powers. Knuckles can climb walls, Amy has her hammer and can do acrobats on these pink-type ropes, Tails can hover and can send out a little robot to use in small spaces, and Sonic can run real fast. It's actually really fun switching between the different characters in quick succession one after another. The game sounds pretty fantastic, huh? Well, y'all ready for this? It would be if it worked. There's a reason people call this the next Sonic 06. This game is broken. This game has so many game-breaking, completionist-destroying glitches that I can barely fathom it.
Look at this. Graphics are blending in, they're coming through the wall. I can't go back, I can only go forward, but I can't go anywhere. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is an incompletable game.
And this game right here proves that maybe you don't deserve to own this brand anymore. You might as well sell it to Sony or Nintendo. In fact, you know what? Sell it to Nintendo. Can we get a hashtag on that? Yeah, sell Sonic to Nintendo. Let's make that a thing. Cause honestly, you guys don't know jack shit about making games anymore.
It's really bad. And not bad, but weirdly enjoyable in a way, like Sonic 06. It's not a complete broken mess, it's just bad.
Should I just preemptively break my own neck to, like, avoid doing this?
I mean, you should.
See ya!
Oh! Dan, no! Dan!
Sonic Boom was created for a much powerful console that could actually handle the game. Too bad Sega ruined everything again! Sega, for some reason, signed a 3-game exclusivity deal with Nintendo, having Sega make 3 games for Nintendo consoles exclusively. They had Sonic and Mario at some sort of Olympic Games, Sonic Lost World, and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. This caused the game's developers, Big Red Button, to get the game to work on a console that couldn't handle the game. They spent the majority of development time attempting to make the game work on the Wii U, which was time they could have spent fleshing the story out, making the graphics nicer, and expanding the gameplay. Or, I don't know, fixing this stupid Knuckles jump glitch that you can use to skip portions of the video game. This game goes above Sonic 06 just because of the new character designs and personality. Why can't someone else take Sonic and make a game without Sega's input? I bet Sonic games would be so good without Sega at the helm. Oh, what? That exists? Why didn't people tell me about that? What's it called? I have to play it now. Oh yeah, baby! This is more like it. I knew it! A game where Sega wasn't involved at all is amazing! All Sega did this time was publish the game. I think. I'm pretty sure. Sonic Mania was developed by Christian Whitehead, Pagoda West Games, and Headcanon. Sonic Mania strives to give the fans, me not entirely included, what they've been asking for years. I don't know if you could tell by the rankings so far. I tend to like the 3D games more than the 2D ones. But anyway, we're back to wholly 2D momentum-based gameplay. Simple Robotnik story, and cute little 16-bit graphics. They do have new henchmen for Robotnik though. And I'm sorry, Orbot and Cubot, but these guys are better. They all portray their unique personalities perfectly, and that's kinda difficult when there's no dialogue. Yep, that's right, baby! We're back to pantomime story cutscenes, yo. God, this game is great, but I do have a couple of problems with it that don't make this my favorite Sonic game, nor is it going to the top of the list. I hope people have figured out that this is all subjective, and it's my list, but people are gonna probably tell me that my opinion is wrong anyways, so who cares? First of all, the levels. The level design is good and all, very good, but that's because it's mostly levels from old games. They reuse a lot of old level themes, which the game is fun, and they do add their own levels every now and then, but it's mostly, see the keyword there? Mostly already existing levels. The game is fun. I just wanted more originality, you know? It just feels like a remaster. It is very pretty though. I gotta come up with a synonym for pretty. The graphics are really good. We're back to that bright cartoony look of the original Genesis games. All of the characters are far brighter, squashy and stretchier, and more animated than the original. The colors are so much more vibrant, and you know your boy likes some vibrant colors. In the original, Sonic was much more purpley than actual blue. Now he's a beautiful, bright, vibrant baby blue, baby! Oh! Mwah! It's so pretty. Same with everyone else. Knuckles and Tails are here, and prettier than ever. And I've heard that Mighty and some other character named Ray return in a DLC, but I don't have the DLC, so, you know, I can't comment on them, but I assume they're better than ever. I would put this at the top, but come on, dude. It's Sonic Colors. It's the best game ever created. It's not moving from first. Sonic Mania goes into second place. Wow. That was quite the pick-me-up. I'm now ready for whatever crap Sonic Team has to throw at me this time. Give me your best shot, baby! Well, they gave me a shot. But was it their worst? Well, no. But was it their best? Absolutely not. Sonic Forces is pretty epic, but it's still got quite a few flaws. Sonic Forces follows Sonic as he's told to head to a city in crisis. No, not that one. Because Eggman is wreaking havoc, like always. Assuming it'll be a cakewalk, Sonic makes his way there, expecting to stop Eggman with ease. He shows up to find a bunch of villains from past Sonic games, like Shadow, Metal Sonic, Chaos, and Zavok, the leader of the Deadly Six. Good God, no one cares about you, Zavok. Just go away! Sonic gets startled by these guys, but still expects it to be a cakewalk. He attempts to attack them, but is stopped by someone much faster than him. Infinite. Infinite ends up knocking Sonic out, nearly killing him, giving Eggman the perfect opportunity to take over the world. Eggman's finally succeeded. The world is his. Just to reiterate, Eggman is savage. With Sonic long presumed dead, Knuckles spearheads a rebellion against Eggman, along with all of Sonic's other friends. Well, other than Tails. Tails has apparently gone nuts trying to find the possibly dead Sonic. One day, Knuckles finds a survivor willing to help them defeat Eggman, and that recruit is... you! Yep, your very own Sonic OC is the recruit to the rebellion. In my game, the recruit was Jerome the Hawk. My original Sonic OC, do not steal. Jerome is then given the task of stopping Eggman, the returning villains, and Infinite. Later on, it's revealed that
Sonic is alive!
No way! That's excellent!
And they've been torturing him for months.
What? Knuckles, what? Oh. He must be really hardened now. That changes a person.
Want to let me go and join in? No? Of course not. You hate fun.
Oh, nope. He's the same smarmy dirtbag we all know and love. Jerome is then tasked to go save Sonic so he can help the rebellion put a stop to Eggman. With the surprisingly bleak and depressing story out of the way, it's time to talk about the gameplay. Oh, sorry, wait, what? There's a thing so bad I need to talk about it all in its lonesome before the gameplay? Oh, okay. What is that thing exactly? Oh, classic Sonic. Alright, so I guess they looked at Sonic Generations and thought it was just good because classic Sonic was in it, because he isn't relevant to this game's plot at all. He appears in a cutscene jumping out of a portal. Tails then sees him and says,
Sonic from another dimension, aren't you?
No, Tails, what are you, dance? He's from the past!
This is Editor Chris from the future. Yeah, apparently this is incorrect. According to the official Sonic canon, the classic Sonic in Forces is actually the Sonic Mania Sonic, because at the end of Sonic Mania, Sonic gets sucked into a portal, and in Sonic Forces, classic Sonic flies out of said portal, making these classic Sonics different classic Sonics. I guess that was their way of connecting Mania to this game, but they did it in such a backwards way that it kind of makes even less sense than if they just retconned Classic Sonic's backstory, which... Why don't they just hire a new writing staff? They clearly need one. Jeez. The Sonic canon is about as firm as ceramic wrap draped over the top of a toilet seat. Classic Sonic is not fun to play as. Classic Sonic floats like a butterfly and sinks like a rock. He builds up speed way too quickly, and you never maintain your momentum. If you go down a slope and then go up a ramp, he loses all momentum as he reaches the top of the ramp. Because of the momentum problems, they have a real reliance on these boost pads. Oh, they messed up his momentum, so they just put boost pads everywhere. And like I said, he sinks like a rock. It's really hard to make jumps because he's so heavy. How did they screw this up this bad? It's genuinely mind-boggling. Sonic controls fine enough. He's got all the same moves he's always had. The boost, the slide, the no crawl this time, sadly. Oh, I can't do the baby joke anymore. They also brought back the double jump from Colors. I forgot to mention that Colors had a double jump. Boom in Lost World also had a double jump, but the double jump wasn't in Generation, so I thought it was worth mentioning. This game's gimmick is really cool. You can play as your own Sonic OC. People constantly made fun of this when this game came out, but it's genuinely really cool seeing your Sonic OCs actually in a Sonic game. I know a lot of little kids were really excited for this because I was one of the weird little kids that had Sonic OCs. It plays exactly like Sonic, just slower, and with a gun. But the character creation is really cool. There are a lot of options for outfits like hats, glasses, t-shirts, gloves, and shoes, but you can't wear pants. Apparently pants are not allowed in the Sonic universe. You're probably scared about the gun part of the avatar, but don't worry. It isn't treated as edgy or cool like in Shadow's game. These are silly and goofy cartoon guns named Wisp-Ons. Wait, Wisp-Ons? Does Sonic Team not know how to let things go? They were in Sonic Lost World. They were in Team Sonic Racing. You know who they are. They're the Wisps. Yep, the Wisp returned from Sonic Colors for no reason at all. At least this time they were implemented pretty well. Not as good as Colors, of course. That's still the best game ever made. Throughout the levels, you'll find little Wisp castles. capsules. Throughout the levels, you'll find wisps inside little capsules. I'm not doing that line again, whatever. I can't say capsules, apparently. I said it before, but I can't say it again. If you pick up the wisp that your Wispon is based off of, you get a special attack you can execute for a short amount of time, unless you pick up another wisp. In that case, the timer gets refilled, allowing you to keep using the special. It isn't that bad a system. I really like it. Although the only Wispon worth using is the burst. Fight me. But please don't fight me because I'm very weak and you'd probably win. Sonic Forces is probably the prettiest Sonic game ever. The landscapes are stunning, the animations are beautiful, and the UI is spot on. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but the UI is very well designed. I literally never care about UI when it comes to video games. As long as it's legible, it's fine, but this game's UI is really cool looking. I absolutely love the minimalistic style and the colors. The red, black, and cream colors really remind me of old Russian propaganda posters, which I really hope that was intentional because this game is all about war and rebellion. That would be absolutely brilliant. The music is also really unique for Sonic. Much less rock than usual. Much more techno and dubstep. It's pretty cool. I like it. This game is definitely not the best, but it's by far not the worst. In fact, with how much I've seen people rag on this game, I was surprised as to how much I like it. Sure, the level design is really easy. It's way easier than Sonic Colors. Yeah, the characters control weirdly in 2D. And yeah, the only good Wispon to use is the burst. But I keep coming back to it. Maybe it's the customizable character? I don't know, but something keeps reeling me back in. I've gotten all the red rings on the modern Sonic levels. I've gotten nearly every outfit for the OC. And I even bought the DLC. I never buy DLC. The DLC sucks too. Episode Shadow is like 3 short levels and I think a boss fight? There might not even be one, to be honest. I don't think there is. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I'm putting this game above Sonic Lost World. This video is gonna have a colorful comments section, I know it. It truly seems Sonic Team has definitely learned their lessons over the years. I'd even go far enough to say that Sonic Team are now at least a bit competent when it comes to making games. This has even been a bit of a learning experience for me. I now have a lot of respect for this little cyan dipstick. This little rodent marsupial? I don't know. This little speed demon has definitely improved a lot over the years, despite some blunders. I'm not even gonna allude to the idea that the original trilogy are the best games, because they just aren't. Well, that was all the main Sonic games. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye. Nah, I'm just joking. I gotta rank them now, starting from worst to best. I feel like I should let you know I did change some things around, just because I changed my opinion on things. Or maybe I felt as though a game shouldn't be as high as it is. Also, if your favorite Sonic game just so happens to be at the bottom of the list, I'm sorry. Just leave your rankings in the comments below if you wanna. I hope that it was obvious from the start that this is all my opinion. It's all subjective, people, don't get mad at me. Starting with number 25, also known as the worst one, we have Sonic 4, Episode 1 and 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. Sonic 3D Blast. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the
Master System.
Sonic Chaos. Sonic the Hedgehog for the
Master System.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic and the Secret Rings. Sonic and the Black Knight. Knuckles Chaotix. Sonic Heroes. Sonic Lost World. Sonic Forces. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Adventure, Sonic CD, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Generations, Sonic Mania, and last, and definitely not least, Sonic Colors. In conclusion, Sonic was good, Sonic was bad, and now Sonic's just kinda alright. Originally when I started this, I was stoked to tell people about the games that I love. Then I reached the Dark Ages and contemplated quitting. But I'm glad I didn't. I've learned quite a bit from this experience in terms of how to design a decent game. I also got to play a bunch of games I've never played before, and probably would never have played otherwise. Now I can confidently say that I, Christopher P. Biscuits, am now a Sonic fan. All that matters is that I did it. I played and beat and reviewed every Sonic game. Until Sonic Team inevitably releases a game celebrating Sonic's 30th anniversary. But Until then, I am now the first YouTuber to review and rank every single mainline Sonic game in one video. Wait. What? What? I'm not? Oh, well. Just cut it off. Cut the video. Video's over!